Hi friends, welcome to my channel Tech with Srini. Today I am going to explain about the constraints in the SQL. Constraints are nothing but conditions or rules which you applied on a column and which it will help you to limit the type of data that go or into a table. That means when you try to insert or update any data in the table, so it will check whether any constraints applied on that particular column. uh, then only it will allow you to enter the data or delete the data or update any details from the table. So basically we have six type of constraints: unique, not null, check, foreign key, primary key, default. The more you enter a perfect or clean data into a database, the it will affect your performance of a database. It reduces your time to clean the data again and again. So first one is not null constraint. It means it will not allow you any null values in that particular column. See, this is the MySQL workbench. I'm going to create a database firstly. Create database, suppose tech, and so database is created. Let's activate that database. Use tech. So it was auto activated. You can see the tech database is activated. It shows in blue bold. So let's see, there are no tables present in the database. Let's create a table first. Create table, table name users, and the column name will be user id, and data type is int, and the constraint here is not null. Okay, and let's create some more columns. Name, varchar, let's give it as a 20 characters, and age, it is in data type. Let's close it and execute it. We can see the table is created. Let's see the table. Select star from users. Okay, so there are no details present in the uh, users table. Now you can also check describe users. So this shows what are the columns present in the table and what are the constraints available uh, in the columns. See, we have three columns: user id, name, age, and the data type is respectively. And here is a constraint, null, not null constraint. So we have initially we have applied for user id column only, so it shows null, means it should not null, no indicate it should not null. Keys means primary key, foreign key. In coming in coming we'll see keys also. So let's enter some uh, values in the table. Insert into users, and the columns are user id, name, age, and values will be suppose we give user id as 1 and name as Srini and age is 25. Okay, let's enter. So these are the values which we entered in the table, right? And so if we try to enter a null value in the user id column, this, suppose. Yeah, okay, and 2 here, here 35. Let's enter. So it throws an error like column user ID cannot be null because we have initiated a not null constraint here. That's why it shows an error. So this is how you create a not null constraint to a column. You can also create or update a not null constraint to an existing column after creating a table. You can also do that. Suppose we have another two columns as well. Let's see, alter. So the name column, and it is varchar and not null constraint apply. See, so when you describe the users table, the name column also, here it is showing the null, the should it should not be null. So this is how you apply the null not null constraint after creating a table. The next constraint is unique. Unique is helpful to you use to avoid any duplicate data entry in the same column. Suppose in an organization there is only one person or one employee in the same with the same employee ID. So you should not have the duplicate employee ID to any of the employee. So that in that situation or in that scenarios we'll use this unique constraint. So let's do it practically. Let's go into the, let's drop the existing table which we created. So let's create the table again. So create table users again, and here we'll use unique. That's it. So we have successfully created the table. You can check with describe option. So here user ID, the constraint is unique constraint. Okay, so and just try to enter the details in the table so that we can have a clear picture. So this will be the first row, and with the same details we will enter the with the same employee ID or with the same user ID we'll try to enter the details again. Let's see, it throws an error like duplicate entry, one for key user ID. So it is not allowed. This is how you use unique. You can also use, or you can also apply this unique constraint after creating the table. So after creating the table by using alter command again we can use, suppose modify column name. This is not the way. So we'll use alter table name, add unique constraint to name column. That's it. Let's see. Okay. If you try to enter the same details again, it will not allow you. Suppose here you give 12. The name you are giving again the same name here. Let's see how it reacts. So it is showing like duplicate entry for username. So this is how you use unique constraint. The next constraint is check. Check basically uses to give a specific condition uh, for that column. That means give any specific value. So if you are updating the column, so if that condition uh, fulfill, then only it will allow you to enter the value. Suppose let's create a table again. Just drop the existing table and create a table. Okay, this is the table, and just giving the check constraint. Suppose age is greater than 18. Suppose we give. This is how you apply a check constraint on a table. Okay, and let's see. Let's try to enter some details in this. We have given a constraint, or we have given it a value of age should be greater than an 18. Then only it will allow you. Suppose if you give 5, let's see. So it is not allowing you to enter the details. That means you are violating the check constraint. That is why it is not taking the value. Now we'll try to enter again. Let's see. One row is affected. See, this is how you use check constraint. You can also check, or you can also use the check constraint after creating a table by using alter command. The next constraint is default. Default is used when you have in on any default value in that particular column. So this constraint will be used. Suppose the data is coming from only one particular location. So we'll set the default value, that location name, or else or else the data is particular or belongs to the same date, or so in that scenarios we'll use this default constraint. Let's see how it will work practically. So create a table first. We'll drop the existing table. Yeah, it already dropped. So what we will do, we'll create a user table. Okay, suppose location, and the data type would be varchar. Here we'll give a default location as Hyderabad, suppose. Okay, so this is how you create a table with a default constraint. Table was created, and select star from mm, yeah, users. So there are no values present in the users table right now. Let's enter some to users. Here user ID and age, amount. Okay, so values, we are not giving the location details here. Let's see how it works. So one row is affected successfully. We were not given any details for this location. Let's see how it works. Look at this. The location details automatically captured. So even you don't give any details to that particular column value, so it will capture automatically the default value which you given prior. So this is how the default constraint works. The next constraint is primary key. Primary key is very important in a table. It primary key should not be a null, and it always be a unique value. So when you try to fetch, or when you try to find any details in a table, the primary key value is very useful to you. It creates automatically a cluster index, so that that will help you to fetch the details or to identify or to search the details easily. And there is only one primary key should be in a table, and we cannot delete the primary key. So let's see how it will work, and let's create a table first. Yeah, drop the existing table and create a table. So the primary key properties are very simple, like this is how you create a table with primary key. See, the primary key properties are it should not be a null and it always be unique value. Simple. If you want to check the primary key in a table, describe table users. You can check. Sorry. Yeah. With this you can check. The next constraint is foreign key. The foreign key is nothing but which is act as a primary key in the same table. It will referred as a foreign key from another table. Suppose we have a customer table and orders table. So in the customer table, the customer ID is a primary key in this table, whereas our order ID is primary key in this order table. When it comes to a foreign key, so this will be act as a foreign key in the foreign key is the customer ID in orders table, whereas customer ID is a primary key in customers table. Let's create a table. Let's drop the existing table again. Yeah, which is already dropped. So create table users user ID int, and it is primary key. Okay, and suppose age int, suppose amount, it is int again. So this is how you create a table. Let's execute this, and we'll create a child table. Create table orders. We have order id int primary key, and again user id. Okay, int. Now so order id act as a primary key here, and the foreign key will be the user id, and with reference to users table user id. That's it. Yeah, I should close the bracket, I think. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's try to describe both tables, then you will have clear picture. Orders. So user id will be the primary key here, and in the orders table order id will be the primary key, whereas user ID with reference to the users table will act as a foreign key. So this is how you create a foreign key and primary keys in a table. Thank you.